from the perspective of a consultant, here you're dealing with what might appear to be a commodity. So in the sense that, you have a physical location that serves alcohol and serves food and non-alcoholic drinks as well, but you have a television or multiple televisions, and you have cable access and whatever sport is playing at that time.
Yep.
What can you do, or what did you do at Donnelly Group to differentiate, to say, hey, we're providing something that is different or better to get people to actually come to your location as opposed to another? Like, was there something that could be done to create that differentiation?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a great question too, because especially when everybody's, I mean, my philosophy going into every meeting with my team was always like, everything's been done and everybody's doing everything, right? Like, what ideas do you have? But just know that it's probably being beaten to death by somebody somewhere. So it was definitely a challenge, right? And so that's kind of led to the brand part of things, right? Because it wasn't just like, hey, here's just like a functional, like, cheap beer, right? Because if in hospitality, for people know, many industries for that matter, if you're decided to be just the cheapest, someone's going to chase that cheapest price down the road, right? They're going to chase it to wherever they go. They don't really like you; they like the price of your beer, right? So that was an issue. Same with food. Same with just like giving stuff away, right? Like, you just want to give tickets or this or that, cool perks. But if people are chasing the freebies, do they like you, or do they like the fact that they might get a free jersey from you? So we built it upon experience. So there's a few fundamentals that I just put in place like immediately. It was just like, we will be experts at sports. Okay. We'll be experts at showing the game. So what does that mean? Let's dissect that on a functional, operational level. One of the big fundamentals of that was, as a brand, we will have the best stuff or the right stuff on all the TVs all the time. Okay. And so it came from a place of, and it was this is how I explained it to people, was that, me as a sports guy, if I roll into a place that touts that they show games and they're good at sports and they do whatever, and I sit down on a Tuesday afternoon, and I know that, the Duke North Carolina game is on the East Coast at 5. And even though I might not be there for the game, but as a sports guy, I know that's happening. And I look up at all the TVs that everybody has, and I see that they don't actually even have that on there. I go, you're probably not a very good sports bar, right? If you don't know that game's on. Do you have to have, like, the junior men's, Division III lacrosse game from Alabama going on? Probably not. But I know what's happening in the world of sports. And if you don't have everything dialed in, and there's just like poker, like a lot of stations just turn to like guys playing poker for like 2.5 hours. Like, this isn't good stuff. There's always something on. There's always something. So this was a big tenet that we brought in there and said, hey, you got to know what's on everywhere. Now, if I see that you have the Duke game on, I'm not going to like call all my friends and be like, we got to come down. The Duke game's on. I just know you know what you're talking about. I just know that you care and you put energy and effort into understanding what's out there, and you're just going to put it on because it's better than the person down the road.
Yeah, I mean, that's so many people listening right now and joining us will be like, why are you talking about sports? This has nothing to do with consulting. But my brain is processing this, and I'm thinking about how there's so many similarities. Every consultant out there, to a degree, is playing in some zone or some kind of area of commoditization, where there's another consultant that also provides what you do, and they say very similar things. So how do you differentiate? Well, if you go a level deeper, if you explain things further, if you provide more details, if you provide more value as a way to demonstrate your expertise, and it could come through your articles, your videos, your podcasts, your speaking, whatever, but you're doing something to put it out there to show that you understand your ideal client. So in this case, your ideal client was, the beer drinking sports fan. And for a consultant in the AI, fintech space, it's a bank or whoever it might be. But if you can demonstrate that you understand your ideal client better than your competition, that provides an advantage, correct?
That's a fantastic way to put it. And because all of this crap about putting Duke on the TV and having it on at time, and the sound and all of this stuff, these are functional things that were operational deliverables that we expected of the team there. But what they ultimately did was what my expertise in, and that's the brand. That improved the brand. The brand is that shadow that you put out there. You can't always talk to people. Every person that walks down the street say, hey, come to my pub. I will show the Duke game at 2 p.m. on a Tuesday if it's on. I will always have the sound. This is not how we can communicate properly. That's where brand comes in. The brand works that overall, the overarching feel and notion and understanding of our brand was that we're going to do it really, really good, which equals better than everybody else, which makes your decision on where you've decided, you and I, when we get off work, to go watch that Duke game or have a long lunch, we're gonna go see Damon at Donnelly Pub because we know that they just nail it every single time. Specifically, do we know all these things? No, but overall, everyone did it. Everyone did it consistently. And over time, people understood that this was something that we were better than everyone for, and it built a very significant revenue stream outside of the regular, soups, salad, beers, and nightclub stuff that we had, because we were very good at it, but we had a clear direction and understanding on where this brand will be positioned. And I think it's important to articulate that those little steps led to us being awesome at it and still known very well for it.